Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to day 3. So today we are at day 3 of the SOC Analyst 100 Days Learning Challenge. We are keeping the momentum going step by step as we dive deeper into the world of SOC and cybersecurity. So far, you have been getting a taste of SOC word, the people, the rules, and the 24 bar 7 hustle. But today, we are stepping into the foundation of data security itself. Yep, we are talking about the famous CIA Triad. And no, it is not that CIA. This is not about spies and secret agent, though that would be pretty cool. So this CIA stand for confidentiality, integrity, and availability, the three pillars that every SOC analyst lives by. So what we will cover today, we are going to cover the CIA triad, what it is, so what confidentiality is, keeping secrets safe, and how we are going to keep the secret safe, then integrity, keeping data unchanged and trustworthy, availability, data when you need it, and why the SOC triad matters for a SOC analyst. All right, so the CIA triad, what it is. CIA triad consists of three pillars of cybersecurity: confidentiality, integrity, availability. So these are the three pillars of these are the three pillars of cybersecurity. So these principles are like your cybersecurity compass. They guide how we design system, how we respond to alert, and how we deal with threats. So let's break it down in a fun and practical way while sprinkling in some real world tool and examples. All right, so why the CIA triad matters? So here is the deal. Every single incident you see as SOC analyst will boil down to one or more of these pillars being attacked. So confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So if hacker are trying to steal data, so that's confidentiality problem. If someone is tampering the logs and changing records, so it is integrity issue. If website is taken down by DDoS attack, you guessed it, availability is at stack. So these are the simple examples that I have given to you. So yeah, these are not just theory slide from a textbook. They are what you will see live and breathe in the sock. So the next one we have confidentiality, keeping the secret safe. So in cybersecurity, confidentiality is all about keeping sensitive data private and ensuring that only authorized individual have access to it. So it is like your digital logbox. If you don't have the right key, you don't get in. What does confidentiality look like in practice? So the best example is encryption. So think of encryption as locking your data in a safe. Even if someone intercept it, they cannot read it without the correct key, right? So a common used tool for encryption data is JPG. So this is commonly used tool for encryption. JPG means GNU Privacy Guard, or there is another tool called OpenSSL. So both tool can be used for encryption. So if you are a SOC analyst working with emails or sensitive data, you will likely to be using encryption to ensure that intercepted data remains unreadable. For example, encrypting a file using OpenSSL. So that's a great example. And another thing you will do in confidentiality is access control. So access control. So in the access control, it's like your digital lock and key system. Tools like Active Directory, LDAP. So tools like Active Directory and LDAP are the commonly used for setting permission to ensure that only authorized user can access a specific data. For example, in Active Directory, a user access to file or system can be controlled by creating access control list called ACL, so that specify who can read, write, or modify certain files or resources. Also, there are some example commands. So to check the permission on a file in Linux, you can write ls minus l, then you can give the file path name here. So you will be able to understand who have the access to this file. Then there is another great example called MFA, the multi-factor authentication. So in today's world, MFA is your digital double lock. So even if an attacker gets hold of a password, they still need another form of authentication. So MFA is another form of authentication, like a code sent to your phone or a fingerprint scan. So example tool many organization use, uh, Duo Security or Google Authenticator, or Microsoft have their own tool called Microsoft Authentication. So they send one time passcode to your phone to make sure it is really you trying to log in. Hope you understand the topic clearly. If not, comment in the comment box. All right, so the next one we have integrity, keeping data unchanged and trustworthy. So what it is, so integrity ensures that the data remains accurate and unaltered from moment it is created until it is used. So think of it as the seal of your envelope. If someone tampered with it, you would know immediately. So what does integrity look like in practice? So there is a good example called hashing. So a hash is like a digital fingerprint of the files. So if someone changes a file, its hash value will change and you will know something is wrong. So there are tools like SA 256 or MD5 hash are used to hash file for verifying their integrity. And also there are some example command, like you can use the SA 256 some, and then you can give the file path. So this command can be used to generate a SA 256 hash of a file on a Linux machine. You can then check the hash against a known good value to verify that the file has not been tampered with. Also there is example, also there is a tool called checksum. So checksum works on the same way as the has, ensuring that the file has not been altered during transmission. So if you are downloading a file from a website, or uh, you're dealing with a file, so the checksum lets you verify its integrity by comparing the value you receive to the one provided by the server. So what are the examples and tools? So tools are like MD5 sum, MD5 sum, and uh, SA 256 sum. In the Linux can be, in the Linux help you to verify that files are remained untouched during transfer. So also there are some example commands. I will put those commands in the description of this video, so you can go and check. Also we can do the version control. So version control, So, guys, this is very deep video on CIA Triad. I think nobody has touched this video with tool and technology that I am covering here. So, please do not skip. So, we are talking about the version control. So, when working with important data or code, version control ensures that changes are tracked and you can always revert to a previous trusted version. So, that's where the version control help you out. And what are the example tools? So, for the version control, Gi- for the version control, Git is very useful tool and it is most popular tool for version control. So it allow you to track changes and revert back to any previous commit when something goes wrong. So there are some commands for Git. I will put that in the description box. Then the next one we got availability data when you need it. So what is it? So availability ensures that data and services are available whenever you need, and it is about making sure you can access the resource you need at all time, whether it is a website, a document, or an application. So what does availability look like in practice? So like backups. So if your data goes poof due to a disaster like a ransomware attack or a server crash, backups are your lifeline. So ensure that data is always recoverable, and regular and automated backup are critical for any organization. So tool like VM and Acronix or rsync are the popular for backup solution. So there are some example command I can put in the description link. And then also availability look like in practice. So we talk about the backup. Then second one is redundancy. Redundancy. So redundancy ensures that if one server or service goes down, another can take its place and keeping things up and running. So this is often done through clustering or load balancing. So this is how load balancing can be done. So suppose this is one server, this is another server. So whenever you need the data, if one server goes down, second will act as redundancy server and provide you the requested data. So the example tool is HA proxy. So HA proxy is commonly used for load balancing traffic across multiple server to ensure availability. So if one server fail, the traffic automatically gets rerouted to another. So example command I will put, you can take a note from the description. So in Linux, you can check the status of high availability cluster using PCS status. So this is a simple command. You can check the status of the high availability. Okay. Then the third one is disaster recovery. Disaster recovery. So recovery plan is your emergency toolkit. It help you quickly restore system and data in case of major failure. Tools like Jerto or Cloud Endure. So Jerto provide disaster recovery as a service, which is called disaster recovery AAS, which is called DRAAS, disaster recovery as a service, and helping business keep application running with minimal downtime. All right, why the CIA triad matter to a SOC analyst? So how does the CIA Triad tie into your daily grind as a SOC analyst? So, number one, monitoring alerts. So, when an alert pops up on your SIEM system, the security information and event management tool like Splunk, QRadar, Sentinel ELK, you are consistently considering how the alert impact the CIA Triad. So, the first thing you are going to check is how your alert is going to impact the CIA Triad. So if an attacker tries to steal data, so they are breaching the confidentiality. So that is C. So if the data is corrupted, so that's the breaking integrity, and you must act fast to restore it. If your system go down, so that is impacting your availability. So these are the three things you are going to check during your uh, shift when you are monitoring alert. So your response time can make or break the CIA situations. And then the next one is incident response. So when you are investigating an incident, your job is to contain the threat, restore integrity, and ensure availability, whether it is a whether it's isolating an affected system or restoring backups. You are balancing all the three pillars. Then third one, data protection. So you will be using encryption, access control, and backup strategies to protect your organization's data. Always keep in mind the CIA triad as your guiding star in everything you do. So the CIA triad is the backbone of all your cybersecurity work. Whether you are responding to an alert, conducting a forensic investigation, or implementing security measures, confidentiality, integrity, and availability are the principles that guide your actions. Now that you have got a clear picture of what each one means, it is time to bring them into your day to day work in the SOC. All right, nice work, team. You have officially unlocked day three of the SOC Analyst 100 Days Challenge. So, tomorrow in day four, we will look at the real world threats that try to break these pillars and how SOC Analysts defend against them. So, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe so you don't miss day four, and share your thoughts in the comments. See you tomorrow.